Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, weavers and listeners all, welcome to another episode of Occupied with Stardust and Dragons, where we discuss the lore, character developments, the story thus far, and occasionally have the cast on to talk about themselves and their character. Brandon, you subtle son of a gun. Black Betty was not that far off.
He made it seem like it really was.
Yeah.
It was less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. I literally, as soon as we got off with Brandon for the recording of episode 2 of Occupied With, I went and listened to episode 3, and I was like, "Oh, that's Black Betty." Wait a minute. So it's a bunch of guns.
Yes,
it's illegal guns.
Black Betty is a heavy gun battery.
Yeah.
Takes up a bit of the inside of the ship.
Yeah,
2/3.
Yeah, 2/3. That's
They're
an
illegal.
important. That's an important measurement there. 2/3 of the entire ship is a gun.
And they're illegal.
Yes,
apparently.
Yeah, hence the whole fight at the end of episode 2. That makes more sense.
I really love the fact that they do introductions at the beginning of every episode. Everybody's saying their thing.
Yeah.
Constant as a Durgar.
Yep. And
Just
also
drunk.
Also on the
Just so you ought to
interviews,
know.
or on the introductions, the way that Flip and Brendan do it back and forth as in character was just great.
Yeah,
It had the
their
entire
dialogue,
cast
they
just
like an
chuckling.
old married couple.
Yeah.
going.
I'm telling you, it's the odd couple.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm the old one out. They redid the movies, goddammit.
Well, hey, Brandon said
Watch
the same
one.
thing. He said they're the odd couple.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And they do it so well.
Yeah.
They're the couple
Seamless.
from
And
Vicious.
I don't know if they're just that good of actors,
Right.
or if they're they've been friends for a long time.
Or both,
I don't know them
To
that
be
well.
honest.
or both.
Yeah. But
They
they
remind me
really
of the
do well.
couple from that BBC show, Vicious. There's like an old married couple in there, and they're like they're back and forth. Sounds exactly like it, and it's really great to hear.
I'm apparently a
I'm
deer
like,
in the
yes.
headlights. I've never seen this show. So
No,
I
have
don't know
I?
what show you're talking about.
Sorry,
Listen,
pup.
This
I
is a
know-
shtick, folks. It's a shtick. We do this
I
on
know-
purpose.
I know that I know the reason why you all haven't seen it. It's because it only aired like for a little bit, and also it has
In the
like, a
1930s?
No, in like recent times.
What is
What?
recent
It's okay, we
times
can
to
cut
you,
this out.
pup? I don't know. Fuck it. We'll
even
leave
know
it
what
in.
day I don't know what day. I don't know what day it is anymore. But no, it's someone will know. One of our listeners will know, and they'll
There's
be
gonna
like,
be one
"Vicious?"
random comment.
Please.
And it's
If
like,
somebody
oh my
knows
God.
this,
You
send
will
an
be
email.
Besties.
Yes, okay.
You will be besties.
Make
Here
a
we go.
note.
Here we go. Shameless plug. If you know this show that Pup is fucking talking about, literally contact us at occupieddungeon.com, because guess what? Ba-ba-ba-bow. Our website is live now, occupieddungeon.com. And so is our business email. Contact us at occupieddungeon.com. So if you know this show, or if you have a question for the cast, or if you have a question for us, or if you hate us and you want us to know about it, we don't care. Or if you want to talk about This Dungeon is Occupied,
If you hate us, please
let
send
us
me
know.
email.
Yeah,
I
it.
want it.
Yeah, I dare
All the
you.
hate mail.
Remember,
love
we're
it.
on other socials too. You
We
want to
have-
send the hate? Instagram, Twitter. Hell, we'll make a Pinterest for you.
we have a
And-
kink for it. I'm telling you.
Stardust and Dragons has the same thing.
Yes.
All the platforms.
Yes.
Because this is, the thing. We're diving off a deep end for plugging us.
Yeah.
So it also has Sir Ian McKellen in it. So just letting you know, it's a good show.
Oh, wow.
You just looked that up, didn't you?
No, I'm not looking. I have only thing I have up in front of me is your beautiful, beautiful face.
Quit flirting with me.
No, I refuse not. I refuse.
D&D After Dark is not this segment,
Gee.
guys.
Why not?
Why not?
Listen, it's gonna happen.
Okay.
Telling you.
Back at the show.
Back at the show.
Back to the show.
Okay. Where were
Okay,
we?
so the whole thing when they were on the ship at the beginning, because it just takes off right after the end of the other one.
Right.
And I really like the way they opened it
Mhm.
on the ship, describing where everybody was at, what they were doing.
Yeah.
Lyrax curls up in a corner and just starts
Like a
chugging
cat.
on some crown and hating life and everybody in the ship
Yep.
and wanting to just wallow in the self misery of his sister's death, which I get.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And Constance having a
Lyrax get a
panic
bottle
attack
of
going,
crown?
who the hell are these people? What are my life choices?
Oh, the whole
When
time
did
she was
Lyra-
like, "I'm a criminal. I'm a criminal. That's I'm
Yeah.
a criminal.
We're done.
criminal.
We're done.
That's it. That's my
How did
life.
this happen? Who are these people?
And speaking of Lyrax, we have, if you're watching the video portion of this, you just saw somebody pop into our call. We have Max Morin, who plays Lyrax, on the call with us. Hello, can you hear us?
Hi, that was a great segue. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Hello.
so happy to have you.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Were y'all talking
definitely.
about me?
Maybe a little.
Oh, yes.
Like a lot.
Oh, just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
maybe
It's
just
a
a little
lot.
bit.
Already
It's a
accruing
lot.
fans. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh,
That
really?
literally was my favorite from episode 1.
Oh, let's go.
We
Makes
and
me
we've
very
already
happy to hear.
we've already talked about in episode 1 and 2 of the talk show. We
Mhm.
talked about how you have been thrown in the muck. This
Oh,
so far
Into the blender.
You don't know half of it yet.
Okay, this is one big thing I have actually been wondering, because I
Okay.
know it's all knowledge off. You don't know what's coming. You don't know what's going to get thrown at you. Did you know about the dream sequence right off the bat?
No, I don't think I did. I think that was just a whole thing I just got tossed into at the very beginning. I was like, oh my goodness, this is very intense. But I
Oh,
love it.
yeah. It was great.
I
You
was
did so
super there
well.
for it.
It was great, and then it just like they keep. It's like you're the pinata right now.
It really is.
Oh yeah.
We're in Texas, so this is normal for us. You're like the pinata, and everybody's just taking a turn,
What's a
whacking the
pinata?
shit out of you.
Yeah, dream sequence, you know, that it's a flashback to watching people die, and then you wake up to several eviction notices, and then
Mhm.
you know, one that says imminent on the door.
Yeah. Yeah, my landlord was not happy with me.
Yeah.
This is true.
And then you go to work, make zero money.
Yeah.
And they grill you while you're at work.
Oh yeah, completely grilled by the boss, and you
Yep.
know, then you get sent on an errand, find out your sister's dead, and then hey, get back to work. Why do you look so bad? And then
Yeah.
just Jesus.
As a server myself in the past,
yeah.
I highly related to myself in that moment. It was very much well, you're working for tips, so it's not like you can just have a bad attitude right now. You got to try.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, those first couple episodes are very grueling. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
We're enjoying
Yeah,
them
you're
now.
way
That's what we're here
past
for.
us. You're way past us because
Oh, yeah.
said you guys were already done with the first arc.
Yes.
We've literally just listened to episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yes.
Episode 3 is a good one.
Oh
It's
yeah.
got some
Yes.
good build up and stuff.
Yes.
Episode
Yes.
4, if you're a Lyrax fan, you really gotta listen to episode 4.
Do
We
we
had
do we
no-
get more flirtatious Lyrax?
Oh, well, a little bit. A little bit.
I was enjoying that immensely. I was like,
Yeah, the
Episode
Kitty
4 has a
Smolder.
big old plot twist and a lot of cool moments.
Oh no.
It's a heavy Lyrax episode, so
I'm starting that
Excellent.
Yep.
heck yeah.
Yeah. It's already
Yeah,
down.
you'll
we've
just have
been-
to let me know how you like it, because that's the one I'm most proud of so far, I think.
Sweet. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe we could just have you come
Nice.
back for episode 4.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. See,
Yeah.
see, that's how the logistics guy works. I was like, oh, there's an in. I'm just gonna ask right now on air.
Absolutely. Okay, you know. No, I have to.
Mhm.
Damn it. Yeah.
It's recorded.
It's recorded.
Get out
Can't
of
say no.
Absolutely.
But no,
I would love to talk about episode 4, because that's the one that sticks in my mind very hard.
Awesome.
We're
All right.
we're
so that's
so
a definite
along-
then.
Yeah.
I think we've recorded episode 10 as of this. Yeah, no, we have a lot in the backlog. We're trying to be ahead of the game for
Mhm.
releasing this stuff.
Yeah.
So we have a lot made. Episode 10's pretty cool too, for Lyrax stuff, but episode 4 still just harks back to my stuff. Like it's Ooh, you get to see a lot of the cool paladin-y side, I think.
Ooh, sweet. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So
Well, I personally, this is me. For somebody that's been playing as long as I've been playing, just seeing you guys kind of fall into your characters and watching them grow.
yeah.
And 3 episodes.
Oh yeah.
You know, the first two was actually just one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
watching
no.
you guys kind of take on the characters and grow with them, I love it. It's been so entertaining.
I am super. I love the growth as well. I think the setting is excellent for it, because like I think we went into it a little bit for the first 3 episodes. So I'm not trying to spoil anything, but Lyrax obviously is not from around the space life.
Mm-hmm.
He's very new and fresh into that. So just him coming out into the world and kind of trying to learn about what all is going on out here. It's just a huge struggle for him personally, and he's just trying to make connections and get help. And figure out his way in the world, and then he stumbles upon these 2 short men and 1 short girl who are equally problematic and have their own stuff going on.
And just so we know, or just so you're aware, at the time of recording this episode 1 has officially launched for Stardust and Dragons, but this episode that we're recording won't launch until a week after episode 3. So anything before
perfect.
1, 2, and 3 is free game.
Got you.
And I kind of want to ask, how does Lyrax feel about the 2 short men and their chaos that is, ensuing? You at the end of episode 2, you got into a fight with Law, and had to just dip out of Dodge really quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was down for it at the beginning. Like he was at a point where in his life he was just like, man, I don't have anything else to lose.
Yeah.
And these guys seem really experienced, to put it in a nice way. They're old men, but they seem very experienced and pretty strong compared to him as well. So he's excited to like try and get a learning experience out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Yeah, I'll knock out some guards in your house.
Yeah, why not?
Fine, let's do it. Let's go."
Well,
I hate my job anyways.
Exactly, and knowing where I get, where Lyrax comes from, because the dream sequence was a flashback from in episode 1, so we know that like you come from a war-torn home planet. You are a prince, and you're a bartender just because you have to make ends meet for a little bit, I guess.
There's a little bit more there that hasn't really been touched on all that much, but I will say the owner of the transfusion is a very important figure.
Got it.
The owner of this chain restaurant throughout, and she's kind of the one that took him in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to throw names out there or whatever.
Ooh, yeah. Tell me more. Tell me about the lore. Break it down for me.
Keep trying, Pup.
I'm gonna try my best.
That's the thing
Roll
with
a
us, is we
persuasion.
like to roll a persuasion. Yeah, he'll roll for crap.
I have dice.
I have really great charisma, really terrible rolls.
Oh, that's fair. I feel that on a spiritual level.
He rolled a 19, but he actually rolled a 12. So,
Oh my gosh. I'm illiterate.
Speaking of Lyrax, so Lyrax is a full Leonin, or is there? I know it hasn't really been touched on that much because it's in space, like at different planets and stuff. But is Lyrax like a traditional Leonin, or is it like a hybrid race that was created specifically for Stardust?
I'm glad you asked. So he is actually a half-breed. So Tabaxi and Leonin used to not get along on his home planet. That was kind of the primary population. But in acts of like de-escalating the racial whatever, his mother is actually Tabaxi and his father is a Leonin.
Okay.
For statistics' sake, he is just a Tabaxi. But he has the features of a Leonin. He has the cool mane because that's way cooler looking in my opinion. And he's much more of a pretty kitty because of it. He's got the golden mane, super conditioned.
I like
keeps up with it very nicely.
I love how Brandon threw you just like in front of the bus when he asked what your stage name was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that actually.
You were like,
and then
you gave your fake name, and then you're like, golden mane. And he's like,
That's original.
on the nose.
Yeah, no, that is actually the freedom fighting group that he founded. So he was like, just to throw it back in the face of whoever was posing as, or like not even posing. I think he was just like, they're just making fun of my home planet at this point.
Yeah.
So I'll
Right.
be the people that bring it back and kill it.
Pup and I loved your reaction when, because
Yeah.
in the cluster, for the listeners, there was these fire banners and things that were showing different things and events going on, and we get to the gladiator, and it shows a likeness of a character gladiator, and it has this giant banner that says Achilles born in fire, and it just Lyrax looks over and goes, well, that's in poor taste.
Yeah.
That's in poor taste.
He kind of kept his emotions in check there for a second, but that aggravated the heck out of him. Like Ferb wrestling, all that.
Yeah.
I love all the underhanded, backhanded comments you make under your breath.
Yes.
Oh
The
yeah.
one-liners are amazing.
Oh hell. Thank you.
So many memorable lines, honestly.
I need to go back
Yeah.
and listen to these episodes. You guys are really hamming it up.
Oh no, we talking.
We,
We have a bonus content, behind the scenes for our Patreon for the podcast, and we were talking about how the one-liners absolutely everything. The story makes the podcast. The sound effects, the music, it's all great, but the one-liners are the things that really just get to us.
Okay.
And just keep it up.
Do you have any favorites that I said? Because at this point, I can't think of any myself.
I think it's a culmination of just like the persona that you hold for Lyrax.
Okay.
And when you're talking to the two short brothers at the restaurant in episode 1, you kind of like. It was like, okay, well, they're not.
Yeah.
They're clearly not going to.
These guys are not going to tip.
Yeah, they're not going to tip. And then you still.
The sigh when you get back from when you find out about your sister and you get back, and he tells you to get back to work, and you look up, and the one with the
hold of the
jubblies are just pulling in tips, and you just sighed. And I was like, that's just my
I feel
life.
that deep in my soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was when the little dwarf kid was handing you drinks, and then you
yes.
you comment, you're like, I guess the laws for serving alcohol are
a little
a little bit different around here.
different around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I remember those now. Yeah.
Yeah, then when you try to make Brendan take a drink and he's like, no, I can't drink right now, you're like, then I'm drinking it.
Yeah.
Because
first
shot's
shot's free.
Some for
First
you.
shot's free. First shot's free.
And I mean that's like my spirit animal right there. Hey, free shot,
Mhm.
bet.
Yeah.
First shot.
Yeah, having been a prince in the past and also being a bartender by trade now, he is definitely accustomed to alcohol, which I feel as well. There's a little bit of me bleeding into the character.
I do love that you stole / paid for a bottle of Crown.
That was his last night. What is he gonna do? Fire him?
Right. And I love that. I think Brandon, like, he gives you a little bit of carte blanche, but at the same time, like, he still reels all of you guys in, because we have you saying that you either stole it or, the boss might have given it to me, and Brandon was like, nah, fam, he's not giving you a bottle of Crown. And then, constant going, hey, look over there. And not getting a roll to distract the guard.
I have that audio clip saved on my own computer because I was editing that episode. And I was like, guys, y'all gotta listen to this.
And is there anybody's pocket I can pick?
Yes.
And then you're rolling 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We've
have
all
to-
been there.
And you
Not
have
my
to
day.
seduce the NPC after that because you're just
Oh
play it off.
right.
Just,
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
yes. At least
Which was
kitty
fantastic.
I played it off pretty
you
good.
did.
Because it was a combination of you being quick on what to say and your voice
Mhm.
combined, and it
Mhm.
came off very flirtatious.
Yeah, and then able to roll that charisma roll is fine. Okay, fine. We
Yeah.
get that. You have a chance to steal again. Yeah, sure, I'll roll. Still proceed to just lose it completely.
Absolutely
just whiff.
miss it.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well, another time.
It's like, I think I'm done for today. I think I'll wait till next session when my dice are feeling better.
I'll never forget when you said I'd give him the kitty smolder.
Oh,
I lost my shit.
Oh, the kitty small.
I
Oh
had to
yeah.
pause my audio. I was like, oh my god, that
I was at
Okay.
work taking a drink. I spit
Yes.
fluid on my
Kitty
window.
smolder.
It
I need to make
killed
that a
me.
recurring thing.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Lyrax,
Exactly.
the pretty
I'll write
kitty.
that down.
The pretty kitty.
Kitty
Yeah,
smolder.
I believe the one that actually coined that first was Brandon. He called me a pretty kitty. I don't know if
That's
it was in
funny.
any of these because we had a
I don't
few
remember
sessions
that.
where we just kind of testing the waters, seeing how
Right.
we liked it. I don't think those
Oh,
got
yeah.
recorded, but he was the
They
original.
probably
on
did,
that.
and we could probably get them.
I would love to get those.
Ooh.
Maybe we could do like
I would love to hear those.
Yeah, we could probably
Yeah.
do like a Patreon listen or something,
Yeah.
And
That'd
do-
be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
I'll have to
great.
talk
We
to
have like a
Christian.
whole I think it was 3 episodes that we recorded, and
He
we were
told
like,
us
all right,
about that.
Yeah.
we're cutting it back to we're gonna start over. And honestly, this has been way stronger.
Yeah.
I wasn't unhappy with the other ones. I was like,
Well, and I
okay,
think
guess.
we talked about it in episode 2 with Brandon, that we have enjoyed you guys taking editing out a lot of the roles. Like, yeah, there's
Mhm.
mention of the roles a few times, but we don't have 30 seconds of a pause waiting for you to roll, waiting for the numbers and the math and things. We just move on into the story, and so it flows a lot better for the podcast. And I made it a likeness of an audiobook, because when you're listening to it, if you were to just take the roles out, the way that you guys are acting, it comes off like an audiobook. And so the story has been amazing so far, because we haven't listened beyond episode 3 because we want our reactions to be pure for each talk show, and also so that we don't accidentally give spoilers.
I'm extremely excited for the next episode. Then,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
am
gonna be
now. I was gonna start it
Teasing. Oh
tomorrow
my
anyway.
good. Hell yeah!
But speaking of the next episode, you want to give us a sneak peek on what's gonna happen? Tell me
So
more.
spoiler alert: Lyrax fights Achilles, born in fire.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they have a duel.
we've-
As he's
Figured
in
it.
this championship, and it is so anime and so fun. And there's lots of cool things that happen, great moves. Shout out to my friend Deanna, who stepped in as a voice actor for that
Oh,
episode.
cool.
She did a
Oh.
fantastic job.
Looking forward to that then.
But yeah, it's very much like a mirror match situation. I'll just leave it there without trying to spoil too much.
Got it.
Oh,
But
just
there's a lot of back and
percolated the
forth.
brain.
There's a lot of hints in just that little phrase.
Mhm.
And that phrase right there
Ooh.
got my brain
Ooh.
percolating.
I can check mark that off my bingo card.
It escalates super hard the whole way through, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that now.
Oh yeah.
And
So, go ahead.
I was gonna just because we were on a stick of the edutainment from the last bonus content was, hey, Thorin, percolate was another big word for you there, bud.
Oh, percolate
Hey.
was.
That
Was that on the
yesterday's
calendar too?
calendar.
Is-
Was that on
Yes,
the
that was
calendar?
yesterday's.
Ooh. What was the other one you said earlier?
I don't remember.
Dang it.
One thing that I really have been enjoying also is your guys' chemistry.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys have some serious chemistry, whether it's you dealing with the two short men
hmm
or trying to coax Constant because she's slowly going insane.
Just a little bit.
Tiny
When you
bit.
started doing like the making biscuits on her shoulder, I lost it, man.
Oh, right. No, I think Lyrax and Constant probably have the closest relationship out of them because there's the two pairs of people.
Yeah.
It's not really romantic in nature, but he feels like He's like, oh, she's small and helpless.
Yeah.
The kitten.
Well, how did Brandon described it as like big brother, little sister?
Oh yeah, for sure. Lyrax is definitely trying to look out for her because he sees an underdog in her, and
Mhm.
he's always been an underdog in his situation, so he definitely wants to help her out.
Yeah.
I feel like underdog is an understatement. Like you've been, Jesus. And I really have to say, I have to give so much props because I know Brandon said that you all came in here with no idea of the story, nothing,
Mhm.
and you've just been rolling with the punches so amazingly. Like from
That's all experience,
episode
baby.
one.
Yeah, it's it comes from not only knowing I played with Brandon in another series that we did for another company called Ink and Liar. He
Yeah,
ran
we know
Candlekeep
it.
Mysteries for us. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was an awesome series, and I've known literally all of these people for like, except for Robert. I've known them all for 3 years at least.
Okay.
Like, so we've been tight knit. We're very close. So like the chemistry is there easily,
Hmm.
and we just kind of roll with it. I kind of know what kind of stuff Brandon's gonna throw at us, and I know what kind of stuff Christian gets up to at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great. Dealing with Flip has personally been my favorite because he's a wild card in my opinion.
Flip is definitely a character.
Yeah, actually, just the two short men together.
Hmm. Their
that
little arguments
chaos-
are cute.
Oh God, they're so funny though.
Well,
For
even-
sure.
They,
Like on episode 3, in the intro, they went back and forth as in character, and just got the entire cast chuckling, and I was cackling the whole time just listening to these guys. And Thorne keeps calling them the odd couple.
Yeah.
I say old married couple. They're an old married couple.
Yeah, no, that is 100% the vibe they have going on, and I love it. Being able to go back and forth that well and just that let's say fluidly
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
impressive to me. I'm like, dang,
it's not easy to do.
no. To
And
to
they
act
make
like
it
you've known each other for years and years and years and been through wars and stuff together. I think it's awesome.
They make it sound so simple,
Hmm.
but I've had to do that before. And the
Yeah.
only time I've ever been fully successful doing that is when I did it with myself. When I played two
Oh
characters.
yeah, that's right.
Oh wow.
It was actually
Well,
really
they're-
fun to watch because he played twins, and it was just him turning his head back and forth.
That sounds amazing.
So it's just I really have enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to throw
an
something out
impressive
there
thing.
because I did it with Brandon, and it's a callback to our main podcast, This Dungeon is Occupied.
Aha.
Mhm.
But we're gonna
Ooh.
ask you to help us make an NPC for Stardust and Dragons.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Now this could be a slight challenge because we did this with Brandon and he's going to put them in the game.
yeah.
So these are gonna show up in my future. So I'm really writing my
Yes.
own.
The
Okay.
the episode, you'll have to listen to episode 2 of our talk show, shameless plug. But Brandon
Okay.
Brandon and us made a Dying Heart, and he
Okay.
said it's going to be in the
Oh, that's fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll show up wherever. The Deinharts are
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
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 I love it.
And it's
love
Okay.
it.
before we make the NPC, since we brought the Dying Hearts up for the listeners, there was a very subtle hint that the Dying Hearts are potentially being hunted by episode 3. At least the family
Yeah.
is, they're
Worried about it.
oh, yeah, because I mean they're dropping like flies apparently, and cousin May and Brendan have a conversation, and Brendan's like, "Hey, May, are you strapped? Are you okay? I've got something for you if you need."
I got a piece.
Yeah.
By the way, cousin May, fantastic.
Yes.
Cousin Auntie May,
Super awesome.
fantastic character.
Brandon,
Okay.
I that was out of nowhere. I was like, oh my gosh, Brandon, why do you do this so well?
He told us, he's like, I don't like doing voices, but every Dying Heart he's had on here has a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does really well.
And not just the
Yeah.
Dying Hearts. Miss Mapo was by far his
Mapo.
best voice.
Miss Mapo is my favorite character right now. On like my favorite NPC.
Episode 1, you know.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
I was like, I
She
want
was
more
super
Miss Mapo.
sweet.
She needs to be the big bad or something because I need her.
Oh,
back.
my-
Oh,
that would be
this
a
is our
twist, wouldn't
evil.
it?
Yeah.
This one over here, that's our evil.
I'm only sometimes evil.
Oh
Just
my goodness.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's every time.
Every day that ends in Y is really what happens. But
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was only evil in my last campaign. I usually, paladins are my favorite, so I tend to go like lawful good for the most part.
awesome.
Though evil paladins are fun too.
They are.
For some
That's the
reason,
only
all of
kind
my
of paladins I
characters
play.
turn into villains. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it.
I can explain it.
Most of mine start off
I can
as.
explain it easily.
I have the opposite problem. Most of my characters start off good and then, or start off evil and then go to good. I'm like, all right, this time I'm
you're
gonna
the
finally
character
be-
development in the campaign.
Yeah. I had a psycho wizard the other campaign, and eventually she turned into a loving being,
That's
kind of, to a point.
That's
Yeah.
character development right
Yeah.
there, man.
I had a sweet, innocent 18-year-old character that turned into an evil, crazy person.
Yeah.
And it
that
happens
wanted to
often.
commit genocide.
Oh,
No, that was my last character. Wanted to commit genocide.
fair. I wanted to keep my boyfriend from ever dying, and he had no say in the matter
Ah,
because I was a necromancer. I was like,
I'm
what if
doing
he
what's
just
good
never
for you.
died? What if neither of us ever died? And he
Holy
was like, do I have a choice in the matter? And I just kind of like didn't answer him, and I just talked about something else.
those are the best.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
So-
great.
The NPC.
Yes, right. Back on track.
No, it's okay. We're never on track. There's no track.
Ever.
We're a train in the process of derailing consistently. It's just
Okay.
But we,
Well,
but we
that's what
somehow
we
keep,
like.
Yeah.
we keep going. It's like we're endlessly going.
That's why
but
we could never
never-
call our podcast an education podcast. It's an edutainment because the tainment is the bigger part of that word. So there's
Entertainment.
so
Fair enough.
I'm gonna hand it to you for now. This is a name or the occupation of our NPC, whichever one comes to mind first.
Ooh. Let's see. I have a lot of characters that are very recurring throughout whether I'm DMing or I'm playing.
Okay.
So I have a lot of names. Occupations in a sci-fi world are difficult for me,
Okay.
but I could do a name.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with, because Brandon DM'd for the other character, so I'm gonna go with Elista Skystrike.
Ooh.
Skystrike.
Elista Skystrike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Her usual gig is that she's basically just a lightning elemental. It's kind of crazy,
Ooh. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
but you can
This
choose to roll
Elista-
with that or not.
this Elista Skystrike's going to be now I'm blanking on the name. Akokra.
Aarakocra?
Aarakocra?
Okay.
Aarakocra.
All right.
Aarakocra.
Um,
Blanked on it.
Okay, I'm gonna be
Oh, she could
completely-
be a space.
I was gonna.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
you.
A space bird.
I was actually gonna say some kind of like fighter pilot of some kind.
I was
Fighter
gonna say a
pilot.
weather-
Doesn't
Ooh.
mean it can't be.
I was
She
gonna say
has
a
to
weather
be good,
woman.
really good at fighter piloting. Yeah, that would be awesome.
It would make even more sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't-
her last name is a nickname she got.
ooh,
Yeah,
there you go.
Skystrike.
All right, I like it.
So we're talking an Aarakocra.
Mm-hmm.
Pilot.
Um,
And take it one step, make it a fighter pilot. So they are confined to a planet,
okay.
and
Okay.
maybe it's a general.
Oh, okay. They're just that good. They're like, you need
Yeah.
to be in charge, and they're like, I just kind of fly.
Yeah. It's the one
okay.
the one general that likes to fly. You know, still gets into dogfights. You know.
Mhm.
There you
Yeah,
go.
they could, instead of having like a ship, they could have like a mechanism around them that functions like a ship, but they're the flight unit on
Yeah.
it, so they use their wings to fly
it's
around.
just
Ooh, that'd be
them.
interesting.
And they're just,
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
them.
you just
Yeah,
mechanized
but they
wings.
have like
Yeah, it could be like
They have-
AR technology where they are just flying, but the ship like mimics their movements really well.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah.
So now, hey Brandon, we've made some new tech for you.
Yeah. Good luck
It's
explaining
sorry,
that
I don't
one,
Yeah.
big guy.
Explaining that.
Okay.
We'll
you go.
explain it.
Stardust powered or something. It'll be fine.
There you go. I could just imagine like some mechanics, and they're like, okay, it needs new fuel, and it's just dust.
Yeah.
But can you just see like a whole squadron of these things coming in?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. A very
Dive
effective
bomb.
Air Force.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
that's
but
pretty
they
awesome.
the ships are designed to function like the wings of, since they're mimicking the
Yeah.
wings of Aarakocra, so they don't move like traditional ships. They
Oh yeah,
have,
they've definitely got like
they
bird
can
wings
tip.
and they can fly around super crazy.
Yeah.
Think Silverhawks without the face.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Good point.
Oh, you know, this is a out there idea, but you know what the best, like the most efficient flying bird is?
Hmm.
It's actually a hummingbird.
Yeah.
They have the best
that would be
maneuverability in the air of
interesting.
any creature, except for maybe
could
like
be humming-
dragonflies, close second.
Mhm.
They could be
They can
hummingbird
stop.
Aarakocra.
Yeah, it would be. Wouldn't that be
That
cool?
That would be really cool.
That would be
Hummingbird,
cool.
hummingbird Aarakocra.
And that would help with the technology too, because they can just hover in midair
Yeah.
in the middle of their ships
Yeah.
and
Oh,
just
that is
like
cool.
beat their wings in different ways.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
literally
awesome.
nobody
Awesome.
can outmaneuver their ships because they just have this crazy
Yeah.
ship design going on. That sounds
There you
awesome.
go.
Okay. Thorn or Brian, how would the party? We could throw the cast in a little bit. How would the party meet Alista?
Oh, Brian, I'll let you take it. I've always got ideas. You know me.
See, my thing is like I'm going like for some reason my mind is like wanting someone to get stolen, and then
Oh,
the group has to go find them, and then they bump into that character.
okay, interesting.
Thorn, you want to?
In my head,
okay.
it's like more than
So-
likely
It's probably
um,
Constance.
Constance would be the one to be stolen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who could have
And
seen
then-
it coming?
Who could have
No, I want Flip. Flip.
Yeah,
I'll get
okay,
stolen.
that would
I'm
actually
just
be
an
really
old man. That would give Brendan a lot of
It's
motivation to
taken.
go get him back.
It would,
Yeah.
and
So-
Flip would like fawn over all them tech.
Yeah, he would just be like, "Whoa!"
And he would just talk the ear off the whole time. To where by the
By
end
the-
of it,
by
they're
the time
like,
we get
"Never
there,
mind,
he's just
take him
like-
back."
Take him. We
Please,
don't want
yes,
to
take him
get him
back.
off. Look, we'll pay you to take him.
Yeah,
That'd
and
be
Or
fantastic.
one of
course,
your, or
Brendan-
one of your ships.
you know, Brendan would be like, "Well, I don't, I mean, I'm always looking for more money. I don't necessarily need Flip anymore. If you're gonna pay me to give Flip back, we're gonna have
Oh
to
my
we're gonna have
gosh.
to up it a little bit. Let's bargain. You know,
He would definitely be the bargainer on that
What-
situation.
What I want to see is when they come flying in the Spaceball ship, they have to talk to this Air Force.
Yeah.
Of
We just get
hummingbirds.
flanked all of a sudden. It's like,
Yes.
Yeah.
state
And
your
they try to
business.
talk themselves out of anything.
You know what? How that would happen is because this
Hmm.
ship is so damn decrepit half the time that the
Yeah,
communication.
You'd have to see it from the
it's like-
inside.
the communications array or something breaks and they can't communicate their code for their ship, and that's why they get flanked by this Air Force. They're coming into this planet to land, and the pilots are like, "No, fam, you got to identify first." That's-
Restricted
Better
airspace.
stop where you are, buddy.
yeah, literally just
No,
a,
this
a-
is-
like flanking, or not even flanking, just like since they're hummingbirds, they're just floating right in front of them.
Yeah, it's just like no matter which direction you turn, they're
Just
just like
there.
keeping pace in front of you.
This is awesome.
I like this. Hey,
I love
Brendan.
this.
We've invented the coolest sci-fi planes in existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You're gonna have to
invented
call Brandon.
hummingbird
You're gonna talk to
Aarakocra.
Oh, we could talk to Brandon on Wednesday.
Oh, we are talking to Brandon on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, imagine they're like a little smaller than regular Aarakocras.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
they
for sure.
They fit in their ship. I'm really
Yeah,
fascinated
like-
by them.
Five
I'm now thinking.
five at the maximum.
Yeah.
Because Aarakocra are usually kind of tall.
Yeah. I'm now thinking of like almost like a Gundam suit, and the hummingbird is inside the main compartment of the Gundam suit and flying
Oh
the
Lord,
thing
can you
around.
imagine something that big just hovering and moving like that?
Oh
Cool.
my goodness.
That's scary.
Oh man. Well, thank you for doing
Well, I love
the
this.
NPC.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that was awesome.
I'm gonna be messaging
They have to have abs. That's my only stipulation.
abs. Perfect.
Yeah. Then they're a romance interest.
Okay, got it. Abolitious is what I'm going to call it.
All right.
Abolitious.
That's my last note. No further questions.
I will take no.
Mic
I will
drop,
take no
done.
questions at this time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I yield my time to the bench.
Yeah, and like we said, this will be a shameless plug for the main podcast too. Is we're going to be interviewing Brandon Hatcher again, but instead of with Occupied with Stardust and Dragons, it's going to be for the main podcast. This dungeon is occupied, and we'll be talking about TTRPGs. We're going to be talking about role playing, tips and tricks for the DM, and also for newer players. So it'll be a fun conversation. And to just to throw this NPC at him.
So you want to see what we came up with?
Well, see, because we did warn him in episode 2, because we made the NPC, and we said, okay, well, next time you come on, you have to make a town instead. So now he's going to have to make either I don't know if necessarily a town or a planet, or maybe just the organization where Elista is the general of.
Ooh.
Yes, that would be good. Oh, that would be really good.
And I'm not even
Absolutely.
going to warn him. I'm not going to text him this until Wednesday.
And Max, we're gonna blame this all on you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
Be like, hey, you have to make a whole new planet now
Max said
Oh, yeah, I
so.
don't know.
for this. Yes. I can't wait to go there.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh,
one
love it.
day you're gonna be playing, and he's gonna describe the hummingbird sounds, like the wings. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody else in the Zoom call, just see me getting hyped up for no reason. Be like, what's going on?
Don't worry about it. You're gonna find out right now.
Yeah, Lyrax isn't excited, but I am.
Okay, I have to touch on the ending.
Yeah.
The ending
Okay.
of the episode.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. First of all, how did you come up with your fake name?
Oh, sorry. Well, I did touch on it a little bit earlier. That is the name of the rebel resistance group on
No,
his
Sir
home
Robert
planet.
Lucidius?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about my stage name.
No, that
Okay.
made
No.
sense.
No,
That made
that
sense.
was-
Yeah.
Sir
Sir Robert Lucidius kind of threw me. I was like,
I have. So in the original drafting of this character, I actually have like 1 billion fake names I came up with.
Mhm.
That one in particular is a combination of a couple of my friends' like usernames on Discord. At one point, I was just literally like picking 2 and stitching them together.
Got it.
And that one came out actually of my roommates and just this other guy I know. So Sir Robert Lucidius was born.
So
That's one of my favorite ones on the list.
So someone is a Star
it's
Wars.
actually a
nerd.
really good name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Lucidius, that sounds like a Star Wars nerd for sure.
Out of curiosity, though, is so you had to come up with a bunch of fake names. Is that because Lyrax has to have a bunch of fake names?
He thinks so. I think the way that we're running it right, his home planet is not really that well known anywhere, and he's probably not really that sought after. Like maybe if they could get their hands on him, they would. But he is very paranoid in that regard, and so he made a bunch of fake names to like just throw in wherever he has to give one.
I like it
because he thinks he's being hunted.
Well, I mean, he is a prince on a war-torn home planet, so I mean that makes sense. You know,
runaway prince
Yeah.
escaped in the night. You know,
Well, how come Lyrax gave his real name when he working at the bar?
because he felt a little bit safer there.
I was like, is
And
Lyrax
he
not
gave
his
it
real
to
name?
the,
Tell me.
he gave it to the 2 short men because he saw some potential in them, even if they weren't
Did
going to
you?
be good tippers. Just a little bit. He at that point there was 2 things, right? They looked experienced and strong,
Mhm.
and also at that point he was in a very low state in
Yeah,
his
that's
life.
true.
And he was
I will
like,
give you that.
well, I don't really care to lie to you right now.
And you're thinking, I might not die if I go with them, but I really don't care.
yeah. At this point, it's
Yeah.
a ship.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is a way to go.
I
Cool.
feel
But-
like Constant feels the same way because Miss Mapo told Constant to go find Lucky and find a ship, and she gets these 2 guys with essentially the Spaceballs Winnebago, and it just
Yeah.
just like, well, she said get a ship. She didn't say a good one. It just
Yeah. And then she gets on it with this crazy lion dude that she
Yeah.
met 5 minutes ago at the bar. And now they're just all kind of traveling together because she's on the run. She doesn't have any other choices.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why Lyrax and Constance got closer, is like she needed a reason to stay with these guys and not just go wandering off in the streets.
Fair.
And hide somewhere.
Yeah.
So I felt like she needed some help, and Lyrax also felt that way. So we kind of bonded together on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I took it almost as bonding away from the chaos that's the Two Short Men.
A little bit. We're both
Because-
sitting on their crazy shag carpet ship, and we're like,
yeah.
are you seeing this?
I took it as Lyrax saw Constant as a little sister figure, considering he had just lost his sister.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even think about that. Yeah,
Neither
probably.
did I.
It was a subconscious feeling.
Well done, pup. Look at that.
Well, that's going to be playing
Oh,
into more on
look at
Act
that.
2 of the podcast, now that I have that information for myself.
There you go.
You're welcome. I'm happy I can tell you what your character's doing.
But
Thank
I
you.
will say,
Yeah, that's some
I
great.
will say
that's-
this about the end was
Mhm.
when you walked out still in the bartender outfit, which great touch, by the way.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, why would
That
he
perfectly
change?
coiffed mane,
Hmm.
and you pull out the sword. Now let me ask you this: is the sword well known?
Ooh, I think on Achilles it is.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think it's probably a royal heirloom of some kind.
Okay.
Makes
Um,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it magic?
No, it's not.
You hear the disappointment in that
Right.
voice right there.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be. You never know. You could just
Maybe it's magic, but I don't know about it or something. That'd be an
Nothing some
interesting thing to
Stardust
say to
can't fix.
Brandon.
Well, that's what I was
I
going to say.
didn't-
Brandon.
Also, yeah,
Listen.
I do have an artificer on board.
Yeah.
He could make it magic.
But I love the way they ended it. At least the version we got ended
Mhm.
was when you pulled the sword out, thin, sharp, shiny, with the dragon or the lion's head on the end,
Hmm.
and then they had the background music of the loud lion roar,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and it just cut off.
And it was super cool
That was-
because
that was awesome.
there was so much buildup. Like as you were discussing or describing you walking out and pulling out the sword, like we could hear just very subtly in the background the crowd,
The crowd, yeah.
clapping, and then the music was building up, and then the roar at the end, and it just cuts off, and I was like, I want more. What happened?
Tune in next time on Stardust
Right?
and Dragons. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a very effective plot hook. You
It
gotta
really
come back for
was.
more.
Yeah.
Christian does an amazing job with these edits and stuff. Gotta give most of the credit to him.
yeah.
I mostly do all the balancing and like cutting and.
Yeah, we're getting off track though. That'll go into the bonus content for the bloopers. Hi, Patreon.
Hello.
Shameless plugs again. I'm on it today.
Yes.
But we'll come to the end before we do our final thoughts and say goodbye. For the listeners out there, this episode obviously comes out 1 week after Stardust and Dragons, so make sure that you're actually listening to that before you listen to this, so that you don't get those spoilers.
There's a lot.
there's-
in this,
yeah.
so-
And then Stardust and Dragons does have a Patreon at patreon.com/speakeasyproductions, and we have a Patreon, patreon.com/thisdungeonisoccupied, and you can go on to either one. $5, get behind the scenes content, extra stuff. Our main podcast has tiers for NPC of the week, town of the month, yada yada. Check out the Patreon pages for more info there. The links are going to be in the diddly-doo for the podcast show notes. And then also, if you guys want to send a question to either us or any number of the cast, we have a cast Discord, which is really nice to talk to everybody. So if you have a question, you can email us at contactus@occupieddungeon.com. It's a new email for me. So contact us at occupieddungeon.com. You can send a question, send a story, send all your comments about this podcast or theirs, and we will pass it on to the team to get those answers for you. And we'll always have some kind of cast member on to answer those questions for you. And if you have a specific one, just name the cast member or the character name if you don't remember the cast member's name, and we'll message them in Discord and get that answer for you. And with that, final thoughts for Lyrax. Oh man, so Lyrax just sent us the artwork.
Yes.
from
Yeah.
Lyrax.
That is amazing.
I was wondering if y'all had seen it yet, but as soon as it made it, I was super excited about it.
Yeah.
That's an AI
I
render.
saw
I
it
don't
in the
have an
Discord.
artist or quote on it, unfortunately. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to do some cool stuff. And actually, we have Raina, who plays Constant.
Mhm.
She is actually working on some commissions and stuff for
Awesome.
us, and it'll be really cool.
Very cool.
Nice.
But I mean, hey,
Nice.
AI is a beautiful thing when you don't have either the budget or an artist that wants to do exactly what you have, in mind. So
This is true.
it works.
Yeah.
Pup Nueve, final thoughts for Lyrax.
D. Well, I really enjoy Lyrax's character. He's like on my top. He's like my second favorite, only because no one beats Miss Mapo. Only
You know what? Out of
because
the main characters, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to see what happens in episode 4. I want to see the
Absolutely.
drama. I want to see more flirtation. I want to see the drama.
There haven't been a whole lot of characters for me to flirt with, and I'll mention that to Brandon and let him know that needs to happen more often.
Yeah.
So
The flirts make it.
yeah,
Flirts make it. Flirts, yes.
Brian, final thoughts.
Definitely just big shout out to yourself, because it has just been such a pleasure to listen along and just see your character come together. And I am beyond excited for the next episode when I get the okay to listen it with the team here. I wait with anticipation.
Yeah, it's downloaded.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes. And thank you for coming on and joining us.
Absolutely. It's been a genuine pleasure.
Awesome. And Thorn?
I will say this: I've truly enjoyed Lyrax. I want to talk to you in depth more, maybe in some of the after the bonus content about your how you came up with the character, because I love
Ooh, that
those
would
kind
be
of
Oh,
stories.
absolutely.
And also, we would love to have you on the regular podcast, also to talk about your other tabletop role-playing game experiences.
Oh yeah.
Not just Dungeons and Dragons, anything else you've played, and just to give some of the newer players, because there's a bunch of them out there that want to know about your process for doing things.
Absolutely.
So it's been a pleasure. It was great to meet you, and I hope to have many, many more conversations with you along this.
It was excellent to meet you too. It's been really fun.
And for me, I mean, obviously, thank you for coming on. We're going to have some extra bonus content conversations, but just because episode 3 and episode 4 have been kind of more geared towards Lyrax, having you on has been an absolute blast, and being able to bounce some of our thoughts that we're not 100% sure are going to happen in the podcast, and kind of get some ideas and try and pull some secrets from you is really fun. So thanks for that, and also thanks for the NPC Alista. That's
I'm so excited for that.
yeah. I'm gonna we have Brandon on Wednesday, and we're going to talk to him, and we're just gonna shove it into his face and be like, here, a new NPC for your world. Make it.
Do it. Make it happen, please.
Honestly, it's so hard to find a DM that lets you play an Eric Oker, because I understand why.
Yeah.
But I really want that character now. I want to play that character.
Okay. Do you want to play it in a one shot with us?
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah! Look at me.
Excellent.
Big brain over here.
Asking it on
Excellent.
blast. Oh my goodness, I'm agreeing to so much.
Yeah.
It's all recorded.
It's all recorded. And Max, before we end the main occupied with, your final thoughts for coming on today.
Honestly, it was super fun. Extremely sorry for being late. I forgot that I was gonna come to this tonight, and honestly, it's super fun talking about it, and it's actually extremely heartwarming to have you all listen and be so stoked about my character, because I love him too. So it's been good that you guys you've been enjoying what I've been putting out,
Perfect.
and hopefully I'll give you some more good pretty kitty action coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, listeners, remember to check your dungeons because this dungeon is occupied with Stardust and Dragons.